Alright, what is up everyone? I'm here to bring you a video on Theta. Wow, has this coin been absolutely exploding. So in this video I want to run through some brief technical analysis, talk about what I see happening both short term and long term with this thing. But I have to admit folks, it's a little difficult to do technical analysis on a straight line up. So I've busted out the GAN fans. I've been trying to get more confident with this thing. So GAN fans are good for understanding possible support and resistance levels when things are exploding parabolically. Now, they're kind of tricky to draw because you have to kind of like lock your chart and you have to make sure you draw a 45-degree angle on the low point. So I believe I've managed to draw what I believe is a valid GAN fan here because I used my GAN fan box without moving the screen. Put two lines with a 45-degree angle and then adjusted the GAN fan lines accordingly. So just that was just all a preamble just to say I do believe I've drawn this GAN fan correctly here. So based off this GAN fan and a Fibonacci extension, based off this bottom of the impulse to the top of the retracement, we get two levels lining up pretty close around $677. So I do think this impulse with Theta can bring us to $6. $6.70 to about $7, I'd say, if we can get above the key psychological resistance level of $6. If we can get above and maintain $6, I do believe Theta probably has a little bit more gas in its tank to pump to $6.70, $7 in the short term here. So that's what kind of I'm looking out in terms of seeing bullish continuation with Theta. But you have to be very careful whenever you see a straight line up like this, because whenever something goes up, you always have pullback. See, up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback. So I would be very concerned about getting in right here and then. But if we can get above and hold $6, which we're testing right now, then there's a good chance we would see bullish continuation. Now, let's take a look here at indicators to try and get a sense of what Theta is saying. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Are we overextended? Well, it seems we're quite overextended, but can we see continuation? The daily on Theta looks strong. Okay, good to see. I was worried that we were making lower highs in RSI because whenever we see a lower high in RSI paired with a higher high in price action, it's very bearish. So this is good to see. So this uptrend is strong. Everything on the daily looks strong. Even the stochastic, because the stochastic got the bearish crossover, did not want to go down. So everything on the daily does look quite strong for Theta. Let's take a look at the 12-hour continued strength. The stochastic is concerning, and then if we go to the 6-hour continued strength all the way around, the stochastic is concerningly overbought. Seems like it might want to have a bearish crossover. The stochastic RSI is good for understanding shifts in trends. Typically moves from one extreme to the other. Whenever we're in one extreme and have a bearish crossover, it would typically due for a bit of a leg down and a bit of a shift in the trend. Although the stochastic is not very good for understanding the extent of the shift in the trend, because we could have a shift in the trend with the stochastic from one extreme to the other, and it can result in a very small shift in the trend or a very large shift in the trend. So it's just good for identifying shifts, but not the extent of the shift. So everything still looks bullish except for the stochastic on the 6. Let's take a look at the 2. Ooh, folks, even the 2, everything's bullish. Theta does not want to go down. So let's take a look at the, weighted MACD. Everything's on the way up. Again, concerning the RSI is overbought. So, but even the stochastic doesn't want to go down. See, with that bullish crossover, it doesn't want to go down. We're just concerningly overbought. We're just overextended. Okay, so we're overextended. But let's keep looking here. Yeah, okay, everything's still strong except again concerningly overextended. And let's finish off with the 15. In the 15, we're barely. Let's see, the 15 is the first place in which we're starting to see some weakness. We're getting lower highs in RSI, concerningly overbought. Paired with the histogram starting to tick down, but that's just on the 15-minute, folks. This is super micro. So just to kind of wrap up here, everything looks insanely bullish for Theta, except we're very concerningly overbought, quite overextended. I think the key level to look out for to understand whether we see bullish continuation or not in the short term is that $6 range. If Theta can get above and hold $6, I think it has a bit of an impulse up. I think we could see, a bit of a, I'd say 10 to about 15% move with Theta to the upside if we can flip $6 into support. Now, let's say we have a pullback. Well, let's zoom into the shorter time frames, see where we can start to see clusters of price action build up, because if we retrace, that's where we could find support. See, at $4.50 is where we really start to find some support build up in volume, as well as I'd say $4, nice psychological level. So $4.50 to $4, I think, is where we fall back if we start to break down here. And kind of the most short-term target, if we pull back here, I'd say it was about 516, 520. We have a nice, we have a fib level lining up pretty closely with some sideways price action here. So I think this is kind of our first leg down if we get rejected off $6 here. And again, folks, with Theta being so overextended like that, a pullback is perhaps warranted. Ultimately, maybe even retesting $4, I think could be kind of like the worst case scenario where Theta could still remain short-term bullish. Then we'd just be retesting one of our GAN fan lines here, and we would also, that would line up with some sideways price action in this this support area here as well. So let's take a look here at let's look up, I thought I had it pulled up. No worries. Let's look up the Theta Bitcoin pairing, because I love looking at the pairings because they're often very helpful for understanding shifts and trends, and you can often find hidden support and resistance and hidden bullish and bearish divergence. So let's take a look here and let's zoom out. Oh wow, okay, so we are past all historical resistance on the Theta Bitcoin pairing. That is not very helpful because there's no kind of resistance to kind of gauge where we can find hidden resistance. But where we could find support, let's say Theta is due for a pullback, and if we cannot, look at that, folks, we got above $6. So hopefully we can hold above $6. If that can't hold, let's say that can't hold, and because Bitcoin is taking off, we could see Theta start to lose against Bitcoin. So if we see a pullback, I would anticipate finding support within these regions here, kind of these wicks, these peaks here. I think that's kind of the temporary floor if we find support, if we have a bit of a pullback here. Because if Theta can't hold 6 and Bitcoin continues to pump, some kind of pullback is likely. But for the moment, we seem to be holding above it. That is crazy. I should probably paint along, to be honest. But it's an open question whether we hold $6. We could just wick above and fall back down. But for the moment, this is a good sign. If we can hold $6, that's good. I think we have a little bit more gas in our tank to keep pumping here. But I would expect some kind of rejection at the very least, some kind of pause around these levels. But let's say we can get above this level and get above $7. Folks, next fib level is just over $9. So, you know, Theta's a monster. So, it's also very important to follow Ethereum and Bitcoin. Whatever they do will have an effect on the rest of the market. They lead the market. Bitcoin leads the market, then Ethereum and the large, altcoin, the large market cap altcoins, and then the low caps. And so you have to understand that Bitcoin not only leads the market, but these different niches, these different projects, they take turns pumping at different times. So you got to be aware of that. As well, Bitcoin dominance is always a good chart to follow to try and gauge what the altcoins are going to do. For those who don't know, Bitcoin dominance is the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrencies. Right now, we can see Bitcoin makes up 62% of the entire cryptocurrency market. Once we see Bitcoin dominance fall into the 60 percentile range, well, really the 50 percentile range, from 57.5 to 60.5, once Bitcoin dominance falls within this range, I think that is when we see altcoins truly start to rally, and more specifically, once we fall below 57.5. Now, we're currently rallying, and this could continue, especially if Bitcoin enters price discovery once again, which is very likely. Let's say maybe we get rejected here, make a lower high, make a higher low, and then pump afterwards, something like that. Whenever it is that Bitcoin enters price discovery, that could place the dampers on the altcoins, because then Bitcoin will have the attention and the money will kind of flow into Bitcoin. So the dampers could definitely be placed on the altcoins temporarily if we see Bitcoin enter price discovery. But that would just be a temporary thing because Bitcoin leads the market. Bitcoin's like a leading indicator on the altcoins. So while Bitcoin's pumping and entering price discovery, kind of sucks for altcoins because the attention and the focus in a lot of the growth is in Bitcoin in that moment. But after Bitcoin pumps and decides to pause for a moment, it's those pauses that allow the altcoins to keep up. So it's going to be very important to follow Bitcoin, try to understand what it will do moving forward. As well, the DXY dollar index is a very good chart to understand what the cryptocurrency markets are going to do, because there's almost a direct inverse correlation between the DXY and Bitcoin. Whenever the DXY, the dollar, rises, other currencies typically suffer. Whenever it falls, other currencies typically benefit. So I've been saying for a while on the channel that we're running up against a large range of sideways price action above us, which will act as resistance. So if we see continued rejection and continued leg down with the dollar, which I think is just a matter of time, given that nothing has changed to make the dollar stronger. If anything, things have changed to make the dollar even weaker. So I think over the long term, the dollar is likely to continue to fall. And if we see that leg down continue to manifest and continue to go down, that's going to be one factor that continues to help the cryptocurrency markets pump. Now, over the long term, I have no idea. Nobody has any idea how high these coins can go. You know, I think Theta, it's maybe reasonable to say like the tens of dollars, you know, like 50 to $100 by the end of this bull run, perhaps is reasonable for Theta. But I don't know that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure. I do own Theta, full disclosure, and as a long-term hodl. So because I don't know how high these coins are going to go, I think it's a much better approach to sell based off time frames. I'm going to be looking to scale out late September, early October this year. So whatever the market happens, give me whatever price. That is when I'll be looking to sell out of my long-term positions. If you want to know why that time frame specifically, join our Discord, link down in the description. We've posted a chart by Trading Shot who does a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles. Bitcoin moves in these 4-year cycles because of the halving. So based off of the last halving, Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak late September this year. So those are my thoughts with Theta in the long-term outlook. These are kind of some of the major support levels we need to look out for. And before I leave you guys, I think, yeah, looking at the 4-hour here. So this is what I want to leave you guys. The 200 EMA on the 4-hour, I believe, is the most important support level moving forward for Theta. Because, look, every time we pumped and dumped, every time we corrected, every time we pumped, historically, throughout all our pumpage here, we found support on the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. Look here, here. So this is the most important support level moving forward, I think, for Theta. So I think this is the lowest we can fall to and still remain short-term bullish. If we start to fall and close below the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, I would be worried that Theta is no longer short-term bullish and will probably enter some kind of short-term consolidation cycle. But I think the market as a whole is incredibly bullish. And again, we have the better part of a year of bull run still ahead of us. So look, folks, if anything interesting further happens, we'll definitely be talking about it on this channel. Make sure to join our Discord, link down in the description. We talk to our Discord members regularly. We answer their questions. We're going to try and have more regular coin calls with our members. We're going to try and do this every weekend, where we kind of summarize some of the major things we see happening with the market, answer some questions, and as well, if you like what we do and you want to support us, join our Patreon, link down in the description below. You get access to our VIP Discord group where we talk about low cap gems, interesting setups. Again, we talk to our members every day, and we have extremely helpful resources for learning Ethereum, Polkadot, and Cardano. So, folks, yeah, look, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. Until next time, thank you for watching. Take care.